What is going on, you guys? It's your girl Diana back at you with another YouTube video. Yesterday we got part 2 of the Ash versus Leon battle, and just like part 1, it did not disappoint. So of course today I'm going to be going over a quick recap and then giving my honest opinion on what I thought of the latest installment of the Pokemon Journeys anime. So if you're new here, make sure that you hit that subscribe button because it helps your girl out, and of course give this video a thumbs up so we can push it out into the YouTube algorithm so that more Pokemon fans can see it and we can all talk about the Ash versus Leon battle in the comments. And if you would like another way to support the channel, please feel free to check out the merch store. There is a link down below in the description that takes you to not only my merch store but also all of my other socials so you can keep up with what I'm doing on a daily basis. But let's go ahead and hop into episode 130 of the Pokemon Journeys anime. Episode 130 is titled The Finals Part 2 Toyed With, and that is exactly what Leon did with Ash this entire episode. We pick up right where we left off in episode 129, with Leon's Mr. Rime still out on the field and Ash sending out Sirfetch'd of all Pokemon. And if you remember in episode 129, Mr. Rime had already set up Psychic Terrain, so its Psychic type moves were powered up, and it had frozen the entire battlefield so that it could skate around. But after Ash sends out Sirfetch'd, Leon's like, homie, what are you doing? That's a fighting type. And considering that Mr. Rime has already set up Psychic Terrain, he's probably like, are you okay? What are we thinking here? But regardless, Ash starts off his turn with Sirfetch'd using Fury Cutter, and eventually Sirfetch'd manages to get a super effective hit on Mr. Rime. He then goes in for a brutal swing, but Mr. Rime stops it literally like dead in its tracks. Leon takes this opportunity to have Mr. Rime use a souped up expanding force on Sirfetch'd. This of course does a huge amount of damage to Sirfetch'd, and he actually loses his shield in the process. Leon then has Mr. Rime use Triple Axle, which lands a direct hit on Sirfetch'd considering he doesn't have a shield at the moment. Sirfetch'd manages to get over to its shield using its leap and gets there just in time to block a second Triple Axle attack. However, in true Ash Ketchum form, he has Sirfetch'd use Fury Cutter not on Mr. Rime, but on the actual battlefield, and he manages to break Psychic Terrain. With Psychic Terrain now cleared, he switches out Sirfetch'd for Lucario, and Ash wastes 0 time and Mega Evolves Lucario. Ash goes in with Bullet Punch, and Leon has Mr. Rime use Triple Axle again. Mr. Rime manages to get a ton of hits on Lucario, although it doesn't do too much damage since type-wise it's not very effective. At this point, Ash tells Lucario to take a deep breath and calm down so that he can use his aura to sense Mr. Rime's movement, which pays off in the end since he manages to hit Mr. Rime dead on with an Aura Sphere, and Mr. Rime is now KO'd. With Mr. Rime down for the count, Leon then sends out one of my favorite Gen 8 ghost types, Dragapult. Ash then takes some inspiration from Naruto and goes in for a Shadow Clone Jutsu, aka Double Team. He uses Double Team to be able to get close to Dragapult and hits it with a Bullet Punch. But of course, Leon is a pro and he's got a strategy for everything and literally hits Lucario right in the face with a flamethrower. So at this point, Ash is like, yeah, that's not good. I should probably switch out, and actually switches out Mega Lucario and sends out everybody's favorite derpy dragonfish thing, Dragovich. Ash has Dragovich start off with Dragon Rush, and Leon has Dragapult use Dragon Darts. The little Dreepies manage to break through Dragovich's attack and land a heavy hit on it, which actually awakens some weird latent power in Dragovich. I have no idea what this is, so if somebody knows, please tell me in the comments, because I've tried to search everywhere and I don't think anybody actually knows what it is. But this latent power takes the form of like spikes or teeth or something that come out of his torso. And since I think Leon is in the same boat as all of us and has no idea what's going on, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna just Thunderbolt this thing real quick and try to get it out of here. Dragapult then closes in on Dragovich to try to wrap things up, but to its surprise, it actually gets trapped by Dragovich's new ability. With Dragapult trapped, Leon has it use Dragon Tail. Ash tries to get some more damage in with Ice Fang, but Dragon Tail hits, not only doing damage, but also switching out Dragovich for Dragonite. But Ash manages to think quick on his feet and has Dragonite use a Dragon Dance, while Leon has Dragapult use another Dragon Dart. However, despite the speed boost that Dragonite gets from Dragon Dance, it's still unable to get away from the little Dreepies. So Ash tells Dragonite to go straight for Dragapult with the Dragon Claw, and Leon takes this opportunity to use yet another Dragon Tail, switching out Dragonite for Mega Lucario. At this point, Ash is like, you serious right now, Leon? This is like the 7th time you've made me switch my Pokemon. But he collects himself and has Mega Lucario go in with a Bullet Punch. This attack manages to land a hit on Dragapult, but Leon has Dragapult use Thunderbolt. So Ash tries to counter with a reversal. Ash then tries to go in with another Bullet Punch, but we find out that Lucario is actually paralyzed from the Thunderbolt. So things are not looking good for Lucario, considering that we know that Dragapult has Flamethrower, which of course Leon does not hesitate to use directly on Lucario. And much to everyone's surprise, Mega Lucario is KO'd early on in the match. After knocking out Lucario, Leon then looks over at Ash and was like, what else you got? Because Dragapult's still kicking. To which Ash answers by sending out his Dragonite once again. Ash has Dragonite go in with a Hurricane while Leon has Dragapult use another Thunderbolt. And the Thunderbolt actually manages to break apart the Hurricane that Dragonite had created. Ash then has Dragonite fly up over the arena and Leon launches yet another Dragon Darts attack. But Ash said, not today, homie, and has Dragonite use Draco Meteor. The little Dreepies are unable to dodge the Draco Meteor, but Dragapult does manage to get up close to Dragonite. But since Dragapult no longer has the little Dreepies to protect it, Ash takes this opportunity to have Dragonite actually physically grab Dragapult as if it's going in for a seismic toss. Or Dragapult, this is like the second time he's been like grappled. Leon then has Dragapult use Thunderbolt, but it's unable to escape, and Ash then has Dragonite go into a Dragonite Meteor, which honestly did kind of remind me of when Charizard used seismic toss back in the day. They slam into the ground Charizard style, and Dragapult is KO'd while Dragonite stays standing. So at this point, it looks like Ash actually has the advantage over Leon. Ash still has 4 usable Pokemon while Leon only has 3. But Leon then reminds Ash that he's actually not in the clear, and realistically, Leon still has the upper hand. Because although Ash does still have 4 usable Pokemon, all of them have taken some kind of damage. Whereas Leon's remaining 3 Pokemon are all at 100%. And to end off the episode with a bang, it looks like Leon's getting serious and sends out Rillaboom. So clearly this episode was jam-packed full of battling. It was literally an entire episode of battling. There was no like side stories. Go didn't even show up in this episode. So for me, that's always a win. And I really love that although it looks like Ash might be pulling ahead, Leon is always actually 2 steps ahead and has a plan for literally everything. Especially since at this point, Ash has already used his Dynamax and has already used his Mega Evolution, which means all he has left is a Z move. And judging by the preview that we got for next week's episode, it's definitely going to be Gigantamax Charizard versus Z move Pikachu. However, it does look like we might be getting a twist in the next episode. It looks like this battle is actually only going to be 3 parts, not 4 like everybody thought, but we did get a sneak peek at Eternatus releasing a ton of energy. So I have a feeling that they're planning something big for the final part of this battle. But overall, I thought that this was a great episode. There was a ton of battling, and Leon definitely did toy with all of Ash's Pokemon by using Dragon Tail over and over and over again to build up damage. Not to mention that it was kind of insane that Lucario went out so early in the battle, especially in his Mega form. But I would say that I would have to rate this episode a 9 out of 10. But of course, that's just my opinion, so feel free to leave yours down below in the comments. But that is going to wrap up my recap and review of episode 130 of the Pokemon Journeys anime. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you guys.